The white smoke that rose from the Sistine Chapel on Thursday signaled the selection of a new pope, the first from America. Thousands of miles away in Illinois, a sense of euphoria greeted the man formerly known as Robert Prevost, who now finds himself in one of the most scrutinized and powerful positions in the world, at a time of profound turmoil. "I'm in awe, amazement, said Mark Piper, a parishioner at St. Barnabas Church on Chicago's South Side. "I didn't expect an American pope. There's definitely a sense of pride in the fact that he's from Chicago," said Father Sergio Romo, pastor of St. Andrew Parish, of the pope who was born and raised in America's third-largest city. Before the conclave, people were asking, "What are the chances of an American becoming pope?" "I relayed the prevailing view that the likelihood is very slim," he said. "Many call me saying, 'Oh my God, I was wrong.'" Prevost's name has been circulating in recent weeks as a potential compromise candidate to succeed Pope Francis, but betting markets have put the Chicago man's odds at less than 1%. Pope Leo XIV, as he will be known, faces a long list of challenges, including the Vatican's deteriorating financial situation and demands to protect children from sexual abuse by priests. He will also have to steer the church through the geopolitical turmoil caused by his native United States under President Donald Trump. For decades, the Vatican has viewed the United States as an ally in preserving a liberal world order, seeking to promote religious freedom in more authoritarian regions. But Trump's volatility has alarmed the Holy See. The Cardinals have chosen a leader who may stand up to the American president, despite his ideological alignment with the relatively progressive worldview of his predecessor, Francis. "Before, we needed a pope who spoke out in favor of human rights in Russia and China," said Massimo Fagioli, a theology professor at Villanova University, where the pope studied. "Now, we need someone who can speak truth to power in the United States." Prevost was born in Chicago in 1955 and began his career in the church shortly after graduating from high school. He studied mathematics at Villanova before joining the Augustinian order and being ordained a priest at the age of 26. He spent his formative years in Peru, where he served for more than a decade in the Diocese of Trujillo. Prevost rose through the ranks of a local church whose bishops were divided between leftists, heavily influenced by Latin American liberation theology, and ultra-conservatives with close ties to Opus Dei. Prevost returned to Peru as a bishop from 2015 to 2023. There, as he said in Spanish in his first address as Pope on Thursday, a faithful people accompanied their bishop and shared their faith. "He chose to be one of us, to live among us and to carry in his heart the faith, culture, and dreams of this nation," Peruvian President Dina Boluarte said in a televised address on Thursday. Prevost caught the attention of Pope Francis, who appointed him a bishop in 2015 and quickly elevated him. The Argentine pontiff summoned him to Rome in 2023 to head the Vatican's department responsible for appointing bishops, a position that enabled him to build networks with global Catholic leaders. But Prevost's sudden rise to the highest office in the Church and the leader of the world's 1.4 billion Catholics has left observers struggling to understand his core beliefs and searching for clues to his leadership style. His choice of the name Leo suggests that Prevost will continue the progressive approach of his predecessor. Leo XIII, the early 20th century pope, was the author of the encyclical Rerum Novarum, often considered the first step in the Catholic Church's gradual acceptance of political modernity, which included a Christian defense of workers' rights. "He went back to 1900 and chose Leo XIII, said Greg Pears, publisher of Acta Publications in Chicago. "This will send a message to Donald Trump and his friends. This pope will not surrender to the old ways in any way." But the new pope is also a member of the Augustinian order, which tends to embrace more traditional theological views. The conference was torn apart, but Prevost was accepted by both sides, the conservative and progressive champions, said David Dean, who teaches Christian doctrine at Atlantic Seminary in Halifax, Canada. On the one hand, he is a critic of Trump and U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and their approach to immigration. He is an advocate for minorities, a supporter of the synodal approach, and an advocate for the environment. But he also opposes the ordination of women as deacons and priests, is a hardliner on abortion, and opposes gender ideology. John Allen Jr., editor of the independent Catholic news site Crux, said the new pope will face a difficult task between defending Catholic social teachings and maintaining the support of Washington and influential pro-MAGA Catholics. Allen said Pope Leo must tread carefully between clearly defending his values without harming his relationship with the U.S. government. He added, "If you want to get anything done, you have to work with them." Striking that delicate balance will be critical. Additional reporting by Jay Chazan in Washington, James Fontanillicon in New York, and Joe Daniels in Bogota.